Like, what is happening, people? Welcome in. Hope everybody is doing fantastic today. This is the first episode of the podcast for Inside the Cave. This is pretty much something that I've been setting up for a long time. It took a lot of work to get together, so hopefully this turns out as well as it should do. Like, we'll just see as how we get on with the questions and stuff. But to kick it off, just to kind of put a tone and a level on this for you guys. So, you know, everybody sees what we do, everybody sees us streaming, you know, they see all the laughs, they'll see everything that we do, they'll see all the clips that we make, and they all think it's pretty easy. But everybody needs to remember what it's like putting everything together and how much we have to put ourselves out there, and how much of ourselves in our lives we can actually sacrifice once we take on a full-time role of actually streaming. It certainly isn't an easy thing. It really isn't. Sometimes a lot of people crumble at the seams. A lot of people have to like take time off, and you see people taking the extended breaks but they never come back again. So, you know, mental health and everything like that all falls in the categories of these, but it's just juggling things like family life and juggling everything else that you've got to do. None of it is easy. Not a thing. So everybody needs to remember that as we get into all the questions and the moments regarding all this. But without any further ado, we'll get into the first question of the day. So this will be more of a rotating question, so something that will always essentially be asked. So one that everybody needs to know is, who are you when your camera turns off? So what we're kind of looking for here is kind of talking about like what your identity is like once that camera stops, and how you have to dramatically like change from that on-screen persona to being off-screen. So how do you guys find that? Who wants to start that one off?
Kitty, you can start if you want.
Bitch, you start. Don't throw me under the bus there. Oh God.
I don't know. I just don't want to step on your toes. Okay. So yeah, no. The second that camera turns off, it is take a deep breath. Go clean up the area, and 9 times out of 10, I go crawl back into my bed like a little fucking gremlin. Because by the end of it, the social battery is drained. The mental capacity, what little brain cell is left. I don't hide from my community. Hey, my brain cells are limited if I have them at all. Yeah, by the time I'm done streaming, it is go gremlin mode, go turn on Prime, Netflix, whatever I can go find, and just turn my brain off. No. It's just because if I'm not behind the camera and I'm not in bed, I am at work.
Yeah, no, I could entirely agree with that, to be honest. You've got to find a way to unwind. You don't do that, then you are gonna be forever stuck in a world where, well, everything becomes really, really heavy on your shoulders when you're always constantly stuck in the world of streaming, and because you're always worried about your numbers, you're always worried about how well you're doing and stuff like that. And everything can become a big, massive fucking task to deal with. Right, especially when you're worried about specific pushes and trying to make it to a specific region of a certain site, like Twitch when I was pushing for partner. So, you know, it ain't easy to juggle and to keep on top of that and keep on top of yourself unless you take breaks away from the camera. But Kitty, how do you feel on that?
I don't know. I don't switch as much as y'all think.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
know
not pretty
I know you're slightly the opposite. You're more of a work orientated person, so this is kind of the different perspective that we're looking at here. You know, like for yourself, you tend to be a more, even though you don't show your face on the camera, right? You are a more on camera person. You're a more work person. You know.
I mean, I do switch, but I don't switch like I. I don't know. This makes me laugh.
Just describe it whatever way is easiest for you.
Hey.
I can't stop laughing at this VTuber right now. But it's fine. It's all I see on my screen, and I don't like it. Um, like I so I hide my perkiness in the world. As I'm moving my hands around, you can't tell because Jesus Christ, my brain. I I just switch off the perky ish.
Aye, but basically what we're trying to discuss here, Kitty, right, is what it's like changing from being on stream to being off stream. You're saying you hide your perkiness, you said you hide that, right? But how else do you change over back to real life? Like, you seem like more of a hideaway type person in the real world, right? So,
Ye-
like, just talk about that. Tell us about that. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we're looking to touch on because everybody reacts differently to these things. You know what I mean? And everybody takes these things differently. Some people take it in their stride and some don't. You know, some find it really hard to take the camera face off. So, and that doesn't have to be behind the camera to know how that feels.
That is true.
So talk about that with us. Take the touch into that for you and how it is for you. Because you're different to us and I can say that for a fact. You know what I mean? So, come on.
I'm fucking sales here.
You've got time, there's no rush. There's no rush. Get it out the best way you can.
Sorry, I did not mean to burp there.
You're fine, on you go. Quiet clogs.
It's dogs. Oh, the bird. The bird.
Well, you heard what Scarlett said, first of all, right?
I did.
She talked about switching off, she talked about making sure that she actually turned herself off completely from that part of it, you know, that part of her life, so to speak, on that other persona, right? So, do you agree with doing that? Do you do that yourself? You know, how do you kind of pull away from the persona being on screen all the time? Because for me, as I say, I'll pull away by making sure that I'm out seeing my family, going away seeing my mum, going away, you know, taking my daughter down there, seeing them interacting. That's a different change and a different pace compared to what streaming is.
Yeah. Like, even going off screen, I don't really do anything. By the time I'm done streaming, I'm going to bed.
So gremlin mode.
Yeah,
Essentially.
gremlin mode. Yeah. I
Yeah,
couldn't think of the English word. Okay, leave me alone.
No, you're fine. It's okay. I'm gonna follow this up with is streaming and doing the Discord for you, is it the same for you as it is for me, where this is your social? Outside of this, you don't really want to really leave the house for one reason or another. Is this your way of socializing?
Oh, it is my way of socializing. I don't get out much besides Sundays and work.
Okay, so same. So for us, this is our social. This is us being, because I have less of a filter on my stream than I do at my job, obviously. I mean, my job, I work with men. I am at a factory, okay? I can get away with saying a lot of things, but there's jokes I make in here that if I tried to make them out there, I'd be in HR in 2 minutes.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
110%. You could not be
harder
like
at
that.
work than I do here.
A lot of the time, but you can feel like you can kind of be more of yourself on screen sometimes.
It's
Right.
encouraged. It's
Like-
encouraged. I don't understand the streamers who are like, oh, I have to put this mask on. It's like, no, because eventually that mask is going to slip. Okay? It's going to. I watched a streamer do it. I will not say who this person was, but I watched that mask slip, and when it did, you can't fake it forever.
No.
You can't. And then especially if you're trying to do those 10 and 12-hour streams back to back
shit.
like that. Like, no.
No, there's absolutely no
It's
chance.
eventually gonna or you're gonna forget to mute your mic, and you're gonna say some shit you would never say on screen. It's like, no, you might as well just be who you are on screen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Otherwise, you're not gonna get your people.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Very wholeheartedly, I agree with that.
I mean, before I did this, I used to be at the bar scene a lot.
Right.
But I started giving that up to do this instead because this was safer. I'm like, I go out there to go drink, but I'm like, I can do that at home with people I actually want to be around, and I don't have to worry about running into somebody I don't want to be around.
Yeah, and when it comes to the... Oh wow, somebody's playing sound alerts and not knowing what active right now. That's not happening.
Joe Hendry.
No, we are in the middle of a podcast. I'm going to quickly pause right here. We are in the middle of a podcast, please. I will get to the chat very soon, but you know we are busy, bro. You can see we're in the middle of something really important. So, bro, I'm going to ask just once. Please, please, do not play any sound alerts or anything like that. They won't be active anyway at the moment. I have hidden them from the stream, but please, please, do not until we're finished, because this is really, really important that we get through this properly without any loud or musical interruptions, because this is something to do with real life. This is something that really, with you being a new streamer, bro, you should be tuning into and listening to properly, because this is something that's going to help you learn a real lot about what it's like trying to balance this stuff, because you're quite young. You know, you're not even 20 yet. You know what I mean? You're not even 18 yet. So you still have a lot to learn.
You're a
So,
baby.
Trust me, bro. This type of shit is for you and other people like yourself that need to see this. So I appreciate you getting involved. Thank you. But we are more focused on doing this for now. 16 an affiliate. That's exactly it, bro. That's it. That's good to hear. That's what we're talking about. But right, back to the questions. My apologies. Sorry about that. Right, okay, so we'll move on to the next question anyway, right? Because we're already quite a few minutes in. So we're going to talk about your origins, right? What was it like for you starting out? Okay, this is a great flashback thing for everybody, right? Everybody loves talking about what it was like starting out. Okay, so what was the first thing that drew you to streaming? What made you want to stream? Right, I'll let Kitty take the floor on this one because you started on the last one, Scarlet. Kitty, what made you start streaming?
So it was these friends.
Even who? Yeah, even who?
It was these friends I had. They were streaming. They're still stream. I'm not in their streams anymore.
Right. Okay. Friends at the time.
Friends at the time, and saw that they were enjoying themselves, and I thought, oh hey, maybe I can enjoy myself too.
Don't worry about it, Blaze. You're absolutely fine. No, I feel that, Kitty. To be fair, you see a lot of enjoyment coming from other streamers. You see the fun that they have, and the people they interact with, and the way that they get along with others. I mean, what do you think drew me to fucking Repo? What do you think drew me to Repo? You lot, you penny bastards, jeez. Alright, so let's be fucking real. Alright, and then we drew Moistin, and we drew others in. We drew Tankin. Alright, okay.
For God's sake.
So,
I yeeted him into a pit.
So there you go. You know what I mean? Ah, that was funny. That was funny. So, aye, shame.
It wasn't funny.
If we get time, we can maybe have a few games of Repo later if you sit down, if we've got a little bit of time. I know you're a little bit tired, Kitty. I heard you, but we'll see. Yeah. Right, anyway, Scarlet, right, I know certain things are a little bit touchy with this topic, however, you don't need to talk about what you don't need to talk about, alright? However, what got you into streaming? What was your first initial thing?
Honey, believe me, we're not in pain anymore, just letting you know. But, no, so, I have had one friend for about 11, it's going on 12 years, actually, this year, that I've known him. And, he became friends with my now ex-partner. And at some point, he was like, hey, I do this stream thing. Do you guys want to guest on my stream? And we were like, sure, why not? We'll play the game. We'll have some fun. Well, everybody that was in his chat was like, hey, who are those people? Who are those people? Who are they? And then this person encouraged us to, watch Twitch or, stream. Well, at the time I was in school, so obviously I didn't have time to actually do this. But I started watching some streamers. I started watching Ishness. Heal was when I would sit there with while I did my homework. And I eventually just stopped doing school because I crashed out. And I was like, do we really want to do this? And we both decided to. And I found that I liked it a lot more than some of my other hobbies. I was like, I like video gaming, but I don't like gaming alone. I grew up like a proper 90s kid. Me and 3, 4, 5, 6 of my other friends sitting around a TV with controllers in our hands. My sister and I grew up with controller in our hands. The second we were big enough to hold one, you better believe my dad raised 2 gamers. He's like, I may not have sons, but they're both going to be gamers. Yep, we both still game. So it's like, okay, we can get back into this. And then I started it. I tried it. It was a little funny at the start, but as I got better with it, or at least, starting to get chat or have people come play with me, I was like, oh, this is addicting. I love this. This is way too much fun. It was giving me the dopamine, the serotonin that I have never found anywhere.
Fucking hell. Dopamine, serotonin. I feel like I've never heard they two words put together before. Fucking hell. But I tell you what, that is a great way to describe it though. Right, getting that dopamine feeling there. And that I completely understand. I mean, like, for me, I got into it with 2 initial goals in mind. 1, to make a living, and 2, to be able to actually make connections that would last a lifetime. Never ever would I thought that it would be something that I could have sustained for so many years, and never ever would I thought that I would have felt the same thing that you just described about the way it is on stream, especially when things start to go so well. So I completely agree with that, wholeheartedly, that's for sure. But okay, right, that's fucking cracking answers, by the way. So your next question would be: did you expect anything from it, or was it just fun at first? Like, how do you guys like? Did you view streaming as anything that you could take from it, or did you always feel that it was just going to be a bit of fun for you? This is when you started out. Bear that in mind, right? We're not talking about the mentalities now. We're talking about when you first started bringing yourself into it and getting in the routine of doing it. So, Scarlett, what about you? For you first.
Yep, of course. When I first started, I was like, you know what, if I can just, make it to where I have a few people in chat every day, I'll be pretty happy with it. If I can make a few friends, fantastic. I can, branch out and actually find people that I can get along with better than what's in my county right now. Like, I was like, this could just be a fun social thing. This could just be a fun hobby, a reason to come home and not be out all the time. And because I'd never been a homebody. I was like, okay, there. We can have a hobby that we can do from home that isn't going to break the bank every 2 minutes like I did when I was playing like Magic the Gathering. Already that. And I was like, this will just be for fun. This will just be for fun. This will just be a fun little hobby. I did not. If you told me before I first started that I'd be doing it at all, I would have been like, bitch, no. You're not getting me in front of a camera. But if the me that started with just 10 followers saw now, she'd be gobsmacked. Like, what? We got how far? No, come on. We're just doing this like on the weekend, right? I'm still gobsmacked with how far it's gone. And I'm still excited that the friendships that I've already started making are as far as they are. They're amazing. I didn't think I could find so many people that I could get along with as deeply as I do. Some of these people I message every day. Kitty Holmes, big one right here. That right
Oh my
there.
God,
Like,
what the fuck?
like, no. Like, if you told me, hey, you're a bunch of other kitties, and you're all gonna get along, and you're all gonna want to be in the same Discord and hang out, and you're gonna take over this poor Scottish guy's fucking Discord.
They are taking over
I'm
my
like,
Discord,
no.
by the way, just to clarify for everybody. They are literally taking over my Discord. We now have a third
Oh yeah,
Kitty as
kitties are taking
admin.
over.
Big shout out to the new admins, by the way, Mother Media and Dark Kitty. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I mean, just a shout out to the comment we just saw, by the way, before we get on to you, Kitty. Monster, I just want to say this is from Blaze. He said, Monster, just want to say this, and for everyone who's watching, that whenever you're streaming, the best thing to do is to be yourself and don't be shy. It's what I did, and I now feel more confident every time I stream.
Yes. Yes.
100%, 100%, bro. 100%. Okay, so, Kitty, what about you? Like, did you expect anything from streaming, or was it always just fun? Just for fun, so to speak?
It was just for fun. Well, it still is for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect to get to where I am now. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for how far I've gotten. Granted, the two people who helped me get to where I am, we're no longer friends. Which comes and goes, that is fine. But I owe
Okay, you have a
everything to
better
them.
support system.
Much better support system. Much better.
But I still owe them.
Yeah,
a lot.
you owe them for a lot of the things that they taught you at the start. That I understand, but you've also got to remember where you are and where you've gotten to has been done off your own volition. Right,
Yeah.
and the thing is, right, you don't take streaming as seriously as many of us, but that doesn't mean to say that you didn't get there on your own, because you only took bits of advice on. Never once did anybody do anything for you. You done it all for yourself. You made it all happen. Whether you paid for something, whether you streamed something, whether you done something, all of it was you. You got to remember that. That is crucial to remember. Always remember that. But right, okay. Now that we've got past that particular question, because that one could be a little bit of a bastard to answer, I'll say that. So we're gonna move into your identity and your persona, right?
Oh, God.
So do you feel like the streamer version of you was always there? Do you feel like it always existed before you started, or was it something that you created over the time and how far you've come? Where do you think it came from? Do you think it started like that, or do you think it manifested?
I think it's a mixture of it was already there, but I was too scared to be myself.
I can understand that.
And so it's just I'm still slowly trying to get out of my little bubble that I have. Granted, it's gonna take a while. No offense. It's just it's who I am. And I'm trying, but it's just I've gotten so used to hiding me that showing myself being kind of vulnerable is hard.
I can understand. I get it.
That's why I don't do cameras. And I also don't like how I look, so
Hush, I've seen your face. You're cute.
a bit. Oh, yeah, that's right. What's about are you with that? And I
Yeah,
forgot.
I can say
Look,
that.
I'm probably one of your only closer type friends that haven't seen your face.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
know.
made her do it.
I am the only one that is still yet to see what you look like. I only know you via voice.
Yeah, it's always the voice.
Well,
I mean,
that's where it always starts. So,
mm,
what about you, Scarlett? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, where do you feel like your streaming persona started?
honestly, I recognize a lot of the persona that I have from back in the days when I used to go to Magic tournaments. This is a lot of that same girl that was like, I don't care if I win or lose, dude.
Sorry.
I would literally sit across the table from some dude who has spent way too much money on that deck, or, this is all he does,
Sorry.
and been like, can we just, like, have fun, dude? Like, that's all I want. Like, there were times where, quite literally, he'd beat me the first round and be like, hey, that was really fun. You can just take the win. I don't want it. I don't care. I'm just here to enjoy. And so she's definitely been there for a good while. It's just she's getting to flourish here in this environment and getting to be better as we go.
Yeah.
I get to be a better version of it, and each time that I get to improve the friendship, I can feel it just only improving for the better. So she's been there. She just needed a better place to be. Just needed a different planter.
Yeah. I sorry. I realised that the
Sorry, I'm
Patreon
reading
site
chat.
is
I'm
not
sorry.
working, so like what I'll do is I will upload this to Patreon later. Right, okay, so we're gonna move on talking about like the balances and the sacrifice of it. And what it's like to have to like put things to the side and what you've kinda had to put off over the time. So the first question would be like what is the first real sacrifice that you made without realizing you actually made it? What is the first thing with streaming that you had to let go of that you didn't realize had went because of it? Because to put it into perspective for you, for me, was I didn't realize the neglection of my family and how easy it is to get sucked in and forgetting about them and forgetting how to be there for them, even though I'm doing this for them as well. So to it was hard to feel and right in my head that I was or trying to comprehend the fact that I was doing something wrong would be the better way to put it, because I didn't realise that at first. It took a few kicks up the ass to realise that I was doing that, because it's not always about what you do for them, it's also the time you spend. And that's something that I forgot about. That is something that I have worked so hard to rectify ever since. So, that is the best perspective to give you. So, for you guys, how do you feel, or what do you feel you sacrificed, or first ever sacrifice you made for streaming without actually realising that you were doing it? It's a tough question. But, I mean, a lot of us have put a lot to the side to do this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what would you guys, how would you guys go across answering that? That's a tough one. What about you, Scarlet? Because you're not first on this one. How do you? Yeah, that the look on your face tells me a lot.
Okay. Well, due to the situation I was originally in, I was being told that I was sacrificing the relationship for it, but in reality, that wasn't really the case.
Yeah.
And even with my current relationship, I haven't really had to make sacrifices in order to keep streaming
Uh huh.
because I had enough communication skills with my partner, like, hey, what what are your expectations versus letting me have time for this? Because when I first moved into here, I was streaming 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I was not doing anything else but this, working, and sleeping, which was a detriment to the home because, you're not taking care of the house. So I guess that would be a sacrifice for a minute. I accidentally sacrificed, the way the structure or the layout of the house. It was just it wasn't becoming a home.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I can think of because, as we saw last weekend, I said, nope, I'm not streaming for 3 days, specifically so I could go be with family.
Aye, because that's
I
needed
do that.
sometimes. That is definitely needed sometimes, not just for yourself, but for them.
Well, yeah, and there were times where, of course, I'd go, well, I mean, I could maybe squeeze in a couple of hours. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple times where I sacrificed sleep. And I think that's on the top 10 for something streamers commonly sacrifice is sleep, which I don't recommend you guys doing. If you are a new streamer and you're like, hey, I'll just go ahead and do that 12-hour stream. No, don't sacrifice your sleep for it. Unless you're like, hey, I'm going to take 2 days off of work, do a 12-hour in the middle, but make sure you have your 2 sets of 8 hours, fine. But don't sacrifice your sleep. Please don't. You're going to absolutely decimate yourself.
110%. 110%. You are like pinpoint on the truth at that point. Oh aye. I mean, there's 2 people in here that are guilty of it. Let's be real. Kitty.
Wait, what? No, I'm not guilty. That long, man.
No, you don't stream for that long. She does not. She doesn't do the long streams. But she overexerts herself to support everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
I've seen the extent of her overexertion.
Yep.
No, we're not talking about that.
No,
Not
we
talking about
are.
that. No,
We are talking about that.
no.
All the shit you've sacrificed for stream life, and for supporting everybody.
You had to sacrifice shit.
That biddy count underneath Monster's name says otherwise.
Okay, bitch, that's my spot. That is my spot. If anyone takes it, I'm gonna murder them. I'm just kidding. I won't murder. They'll be just gone. No one's gonna see it. I'm kidding.
What, she's just gonna make sure that she's she's just like, listen, if you guys go ahead and try and take that spot,
Santa's like, damn.
like,
I'm waiting for the hype train to start. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay.
I got no money for biddies, so I can't really do it.
he just said, damn! Damn!
This is the one time we can actually take her spot, guys. This is the one time
Bitch,
you can knock her off.
I will fucking go to my savings and keep my spot. No, fuck you. It's my spot.
Yeah, Kitty likes to sacrifice her sanity and her money to support her friends.
I need sanity to lose it.
Of herself. To the detriment of herself.
Oh, Santa!
There's Santa!
Santa! Let's go, bro! Love you for
Santa.
that, man.
Santa, you're a real one.
Man's paying it back. You did not have to give me the bitties back, man. I love you for that. Right.
He's one of our best.
Right, okay, what a legend, man.
Love that man. Love that man.
Oh.
I love hearing him stream. His voice is great.
Santa's an absolute ball.
Dude, I ventured off to a different stream when you did that too. I didn't even notice until they said something. I gotta keep my streak going somewhere, so.
Right, okay.
We love
so,
Santa here.
my next question for you would be, when did streaming start affecting your time outside of your life? Outside of you going live, sorry. When did streaming start taking an effect on it? When did you realise that there might have been some imbalances between streaming and your real life? Because everybody creates imbalances for themselves when they stream. Okay, it is a common factor. We've just discussed that clearly, right? And it's obvious that, well, we can all be guilty of it. All 3 of us have done it at one point. So, like, when did you realise that you had to put a pin in it? So, Kay.
No.
Yes.
Your turn.
But English, is that a thing? No, never is a thing.
Did you lose the file for English?
Yes, apparently it got delivered to you. Apparently, fuck.
Lol.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
both of our subscriptions to the English language, apparently.
Yeah. English is hard even though we speak it. Anyway, uh, uh,
Do we?
do we? I don't know. We speak our own kitty language.
Oh, Captain
You
Slasher
son of
coming
a
in with a 50 bitties. Let's
I'm watching
go.
my spot now. Anyway,
Let's go.
They'd have to put 2001 in order to get your spot, baby girl. Calm down.
ain't nobody have that. I don't even have that.
I mean, I can. Don't
Scarlet,
don't pet me.
I will
Are you
fluff
good,
off.
cock munch? Oh, wow, 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 wow. Love you too, Cap. Jesus.
Duh.
Woucher.
Okay, listen, yoinked. But no, I haven't really done any sacrifices. Like, I don't. Wait, not sacrifices. That is not the question. Oh my god. Where's my brain?
Are you here?
No, look,
No.
the brain, let me get your brain back at the motion, okay? When did streaming start affecting your time outside of hitting the going live button? Right, so when did you realise in yourself that streaming was maybe creating an imbalance?
It was like last semester on schoolwork. I kind of didn't do my schoolwork. And then I was like, well, this semester's gonna be different. I gotta focus.
You know, for nice and you then beware, you know this, you wee
But-
fudwink.
I don't really spend time with family, so the only time I do is during Christmas and Thanksgiving and at home.
Yeah.
And I always make time, so
So you don't usually find many imbalances, at least with timing, for other people compared to streaming.
no, as long as I can focus on to get schoolwork done, then I have all the time in the world.
Fair
Minus
enough.
work too. Because work
Aye.
will go first.
Of course. Fudwink is wild, Cap. Fudwink is wild.
The fuck?
Right, so what about you, Scarlet? What about you? When did you realise that you had to put a pin in things, like realising that things were starting to affect your outside life?
One of the big ones was, so I don't know how many of you play Pokemon Go or know anything about it, but every month there's a community day. I have a group of girls, IRL, that every community day we would go to a specific spot in our county and go to community day together. We would go get brunch, spend all of community day, so you're talking 11 a.m., 12 p.m. to about 5 p.m. of me being outside touching grass. I had multiple community days come and go, and I'm like, I have a collaboration planned that day. I had stopped paying attention to when community day was, and I wouldn't know until day of, and I'm like, I can't come. I can't come. And it
That's
got
what
to
she
the
said.
point where, ha ha ha, fuck you. Fuck you. Coming's no longer a problem for me. Thank fuck. And thank God I was.
Lol.
Sorry. I know, I went too far. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine, on you go.
And they all finally like got a hold of me and they're like, hey, when's the last time you touched grass? We know you've been doing the stream thing. When's the last time you touched grass? And I went, I don't know. They were like, come on, you can come outside. Come outside. And then, of course, the one day I do this, half of you guys are like, well, where are you? I'm like, I'm touching grass.
I'm touching grass, she said.
Oh, yeah, no. It's bad. There's been a couple times where I'm like, I'm on an hour later than I should have been. Uh-oh. Whoops.
Look, I do that
Sorry,
all the
keep
time.
clapping.
I'm like, I'm gonna get off at midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning rolls round.
Oh, thank fuck, I haven't gone that far. No. By 11 p.m., no matter what the fuck I'm doing, I'm like, I'm nodding off. No. The other time was when I started being an admin and I was doing the attendance. I'm like, hey, if we're gonna do attendance for closing, how about we don't open the train on Sunday?
Yeah, that's usually a good idea when you don't do that. Like, kind of
I
get a
don't
bit
open for
of.
train anymore because of it.
Yeah, it
I'm
absolutely
like,
kills you. You
yes.
wake up drowsy as fuck. Like,
Oh my
you
god.
can't do
I'm
it.
like,
No, it depends on the person.
no,
Depends on the person. Don't you
I
start.
I
I'm
could. I
fine in the
could.
morning.
I was getting the 8 hours, but it's like, no, I want that extra minute to sleep in. No, I want that extra minute to sleep in.
Fuck sleep.
No, I love my sleep. No, fucking with my sleep is a bad idea. No,
No,
don't
because we
touch
don't
my
want a
sleeps.
grumpy kitty over there.
Grumpy, no. Kitty gonna be in handcuffs, okay? Alright? Not even gonna joke about that shit. Oh, hey, there's a Luna.
Yeah, already shouted
It's a
her out that way.
Luna! Right, okay, so the next question. We're actually getting through this pretty well, by the way. So, the next
Yeah.
question is about mental health. Okay, so this is where we start delving
Right.
deeper into what we've just spoken about, okay? So, what was the first moment of feeling overwhelmed by streaming? When was the first time you felt like it was too much and you had to take a step back? Right, it was a must that you took that step back. It was just too much weight on the shoulders. You were putting too much pressure on yourself, and you had to come back a little bit. For me, it was last April, a year ago in April, when I went on holiday, and that was a great break for me. I really needed it. If I didn't do it, then I probably would have crumbled at the seams. So it was well needed for me, and what a fucking holiday it was. I really enjoyed it. I actually had a great time. So, like, what about for you guys? Like, when did you realise that you had to take a step back because it was too much?
Kitty, I think you get the first one on this one.
Oh, no, this is you, Scarlett.
Yes.
Oh, this is mine? Okay, my apologies. Okay, so remember back when I said when I first moved to here and I didn't have my stream room yet, but I was streaming from the living room like 7 days a week?
Yeah.
I was not the one who realized it. I think you both know my mods, Scarlet and Panda. They sat my ass down. They pulled me into a VC and said, "Listen here, you little shit. You're killing yourself and we're not here for it. No, sit down. You are going to take at least 2 days off a week. Pick the days, we don't care, but no. You are literally killing yourself and we are watching you do it and we're not going to let you." They let me get away with it with, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks of doing 7 days just every day. 2 hours, 8 hours, didn't matter, just whatever I can manage. And they're like, "Stop." Because after every stream, I would normally sit in a VC with them for a minute to kind of, cool down. And they were like, "Mm-mm." So they actually had to force me to stop. It also got to a point where Panda, for a little bit, for a couple months last year, I was having a hard time just mentally anyway. I was having to send him proof that like I was eating and things like that. Like, hey, are you sleeping? Are you doing all the things? Because I just gone too far. It was becoming my escape for a minute, and he's like, "You can't do that. You cannot stream this much. It's going to hurt." So I think I took 2 or 3 days off for my mental health. And it was the best thing I could have done. So now instead of 7 days, I think I do about 4, sometimes 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have the wherewithal to go, I need to stop. It was no, keep going, keep building. And I had to have 2 people fucking stop me. And to this day, I'm grateful that I still have them as my mods and my friends.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Always someone else that makes you realise when you're overdoing it. A lot of the time, you're never going to realise it yourself. Only once you're taking that break do you start to really mould it in your mind. Right, I can definitely agree with that. Right. What about you, Kitty?
Oh.
Because
It wasn't really
Go ahead.
me being overwhelmed with streaming. It was just the drama that happened back in October, November time zone that caused me like needing to step back for a while.
Yeah.
Which Scarlett kind of knows the gist of it, but
I know enough. I know enough. And we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Kind of. I think I'm gonna have to step back again, just to reconfigure my mental health again. Yes, Jesus.
Well, if you need help with scheduling and putting time for everything, DMs are open. We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good at managing time. It's what I'm really good at.
So I know I'm gonna be more focused on schoolwork than I have been. Kind
Okay.
of.
So just do one a week.
Which is Saturday, which is gonna be my stream.
That's
But
fine. Do that. One little stream a week while you're in school, and then when you're not in school, do 2 or 3. And there you go. You're fine. Yeah.
I just want to be able to stream during the week because my mom will say my name, and I'm like, no,
Fair.
I don't want my name out there.
I mean-
You can ask Monster. I had to get my mother to not say my name while I was on. I'd have to let her know, hey, headphones are on.
Oh no, I just turn into every cunt and just be like, look, just call me what the fuck you want. I don't even care. Call me Munch, call me Monster, call me JJ, call me fucking, call me Sweat Rag. I don't give a shit. Like, call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't
Sweat
care.
Rag.
Like, call me whatever you want. Wet Wipe. Alright, there's a good one, okay? Whatever you want. Like,
No.
I don't mind, okay? You call me what you want, whatever you feel comfortable with, alright? I don't mind having my real name out there because the fact of the matter is, there's certain times that I am going to open up my life to people. There's certain times that I am going to open up a little bit and kind of give them a perspective of the other side of me. That'll never always be hidden, right?
Mr. Perry.
They don't need to know everything. They don't need to, get an insight to everything that I do or have going on. But to give
Yeah.
them some form of knowledge as to what it can be like or what my real life day-to-day activities are and what I have to do sometimes, that's always a nice aspect. It's always a bit of a change for people as well. Some people do want to see that. So,
Yeah.
I will never ever hide who I am. Because, fuck it. That's who I am.
That's
Boy.
you.
That's
My mom
good.
will also scream across the freaking house just to get my attention. So yeah, no.
Well,
I would
that's
scream
why
at
I'm
him.
glad that I have my own space. And I can't wait for him to go home tomorrow. Because he's a little fuck. But anyway,
The bear.
No. This is
Mr.
why I'm
Planet Munch
great.
2000, fuck off. Fuck off, Santa. Tell me you love it, tell me you
Love
love
you,
it.
Luna.
That's a joke, right? Listen, the parrot was biting my neck and about to, right? And I went, get off me, right? And all you heard was a squawk as he got off me and back onto his cage. And Phil turned around and went, tell me you love it. And it just started for there. It just started for there. So that's
You
that.
realize parrots can only utter what they've heard before.
Right, I know.
So-
One day he will end up saying that. Just out of nowhere. Tell me you love it. Tell me you love it. It's a belter, isn't it? Oh, it's a cracker.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a cracker.
Somebody clip him saying that. Somebody clip that.
Oh,
Shit.
I'm gonna make it a sound alert.
Do it. Do it.
YG, there's no sound alerts, dude. We are in the middle of a podcast, so there's no sound alerts at the moment. But right, okay, so the next question for you would be, did you feel comfortable admitting the struggle that you were having? Did you feel comfortable admitting the fact that you were struggling, that you had to take that step back? Or did it, like, the real base of this question is, like, did it take time for you to admit that, you know, that you needed to take a step back and that you were struggling, and, you know, were you okay with it? Or was it like, you kind of had to tear yourself from it. Because for me, I had to tear myself away from it. So I had to find ways to tear away. Right, so this is quite a simple, straightforward question, but, you know, did you feel comfortable with taking that step back? Kitty?
I mean, it wasn't a choice that I had to make. It was something I had to do. Because if I continued streaming after that whole ordeal for, I don't even know how long I was away from streaming, that it was like my streams would have been silent. Like, I would not have been talking. And it would have been boring. So I had to take the step back.
But were you okay with it? Were you at
No.
peace with the fact that you had to take a step back?
No.
Well, there you go then. That's the ultimate answer that we were looking for there. That is the ultimate answer we were looking for. No, you're fine, honestly. It's good to have an explanation behind it. That's what we need. That's what we're here for. Scarlett, what about you?
It wasn't comfortable. Because streaming for a short minute was my coping mechanism. I have to be doing something. Well, streaming is something. It was very just uncomfortable. It's like trying to cut back on anything that that's become part of your life. It reminds me of the time that I had to like cut down on the fucking caffeine that I was intaking. I'm like, my skin feels funny because I'm not doing my normal routine.
Yeah.
So, but it was something that definitely needed to be handled.
100%.
Because that crash out. I don't think I would have survived if I'd crashed out.
Not a lot of people do when it comes to streaming. Especially if it happens on stream. You don't come back from a lot of that. You really don't. Because a lot of people crash out in the worst of ways on stream. On camera amplifies it, to be honest. What's the word I'm looking for? It will definitely amplify the feeling of you wanting to rage and lash out. People don't need to see that. 100% they do not need to see that.
No, the crash out that I would have had wouldn't have been your rage breakdown. It was literally just going to be the light inside my eyes just cutting out. Just no more energy left. Battery's dead. Can't come back to life. Can't get out of bed. I'm on the floor. There's no getting up.
Yeah. Nah, 100%. 100%, I'm with you on that. I can safely say that I would never have came back for a crash out if I took one the way I was about to anyway. But right, okay, so your next topic is all about your success and versus the reality of it. So when did streaming for you guys stop feeling like it was casual and started feeling like it was something serious? What point in your streaming career, so to speak, did you feel like that became a career or something like a brand to build instead of it just being something that you done for the sake of doing it? Skylar.
It was over the course of the second I hit 500, I was like, okay, we can definitely do something with this. You've got the traction, it's there. And then after the transition period of where I was, where I had to go, and then where I am now, it became, no, we can build this. We can keep building this. And then I hit the 1,000. And I was like, yeah, no, we're building this. We're going to just go forward. How far can we go? What can we do? So, yeah.
Well, yeah, fucking. I mean, straight to the point, to be honest. Straight to the point, and to be fair, I feel that once you hit a certain follower mark, you start to feel like it is time to take a step up, so to speak. For me, it wasn't a follower mark, it was more, obviously, viewer averages and stuff started to peak, and I realised that I was doing something right. So, I started to take it a hell of a lot more seriously. Even though I was streaming on a frequent basis anyway, I found a lot more of a foothold once I started to see those viewing averages peak up. But Kitty, I don't know if you actually have an answer for this question or not.
It's never been serious. It's always been casual.
Yeah, it's never really changed for you as it
No,
stands.
because I'm making not self, what? English. This was just for fun. It was never about, oh, hey, this could be a career. No, because I want to be a teacher, and that's what I'm going for.
Aw, that'll be cool.
It's an honest job being a teacher.
Is it now? Because probably not here in America. Sorry,
Girl, I got
dude, I'm
friends that
gonna
are
diss him.
teachers. Don't even get me start. Don't get me started.
Well, do you have friends that are in Oklahoma that are teachers? Because no, that's shit here. That's shittiest place to be. Be a teacher.
I have multiple friends that are teachers. One of them is a music teacher specifically. Some of them are in private schools, some of them are in public schools.
Yeah.
The things I've heard them come home with.
Oh yeah, it's just whoof. Kids are
Yeah.
just brutal.
Yep.
They're not getting any better.
No. They're just gonna keep getting worse.
So, I mean, again, this next question may not fall in the parameters of yourself then, Kitty, because again, this is talking about more or less the same type of thing, but did growth kind of change how you looked at yourself at all? Like, because I even though you haven't took so many steps forward as what the people around you have, you have grown over a specific period of time, and things on your channel will continue to do that. Is there any part of that since you started streaming to now? Do you feel like it's maybe changed your outlook on it, on your channel and the thing that like streaming in general?
I mean, I've had my ups and downs streaming, and I've grown as a person because of my streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have my downs. That's gonna stay. That's never gonna go away.
Everybody
All I
will
can-
have their downs.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, if anybody's looked at my Twitch, they'll see that my viewer count's bouncing more than a hooker's penny panties, and that's just because Twitch are Twitch. But, you know what I mean? So, we have our ups and downs. So... But, what about you? What about you, Scarlett? You kind of touched on this already, but did you feel like your growth changed your entire perspective on it? Like, on how serious you took it?
I'm gonna go ahead and be raw here. I'm gonna just be completely raw.
That's what we're here for.
Streaming might have saved me. To just barely touch. I'm just gonna say, was not in a good situation. And that situation caused me to devalue myself completely because of what was being put in my head. Constantly, and the things that were like being said to me, not outright, but yeah, the manipulation that was going on, and streaming gave me a no, you actually have value. There are people who literally just want to come hang out with you. You don't even have to be doing anything. You were literally sitting here playing, one of them I was literally playing Cult of the Lamb. I'm not even doing anything impressive. I'm not even dungeon crawling the half of it. I'm literally just doing the plant thing. And I got people just happy to be sitting there. Just happy to be sitting there with me. And as I've done, I'm like, oh, no, I am not garbage. I actually have worth. There are people who actually do value me as a human being. Yeah, you are not as low as you think you are. No, you are something beautiful. Keep going. Keep presenting that to the world. Keep putting this back into the world. And I'm glad I did.
Damn right.
it has given me such a positive outlook on life and has let me see so much. And on top of it, I'm also getting to you know, be around people from different parts of from the world. Like Kitty Holmes is a good chunk of the country away from me. Monster over here is across the fucking pond. I got ones in freaking Australia, and I'm like, I'm getting to learn some shit. There, do you know how many times in a fucking stream I'm just sitting there, I'm like, find my American ignorance charming, but can you explain this about where you're from?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but to me, learning something new is always beautiful. So it's just like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's always nice to be able to learn something, especially about other cultures. You know, so I'm with you on that, 110%. I mean, the amount of questions I've asked you guys, harder than your guys' so, I'm with you on that, 100%. 100%. So the next one is all about your future and your reflection, alright? So this is us coming to the brunt end. And these are kind of like the questions that are going to touch on the fact of how you look back on things and, you know, what's kind of going for you moving forward. So I've got an extra question to add to this, but I'll go through the ones that I've got here already. But knowing what you know now, would you still start streaming? So, Scarlett.
yeah, I would. I would, absolutely.
You'd
If
do it all over
anything,
again.
I'd do it sooner. I'd have done it fucking sooner. Oh my god. If
Yeah.
I even had a little bit of an inkling of how to do this, I'd be like, you should have done this way beforehand because your dad would have built you a badass PC and would have upped the internet and just asked you for, you know, a couple bones to up the internet. He totally would have been behind you for this.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. I'm like that with my mum. Like, she would have supported me highly, and I didn't take it as seriously as what she did. And I wish I did. Because if I'd done it sooner, I could safely say, oh wow, I'd be somewhere fucking astronomically off this planet at this point. Say that if I started taking it seriously a lot sooner, I would have been in a fucking much bigger place. But hey, time will come, and my time will come around. I've still got time. I've loads of time behind me. But what about you, Kitty? Knowing what you know now, would you still start streaming?
No, I would not have.
What?
No, I wouldn't. Like, dude, all that drama was so useless for me. Caused so much stress. It was not worth it.
Yeah, but that's more
It's
getting
not worth the friends you have now?
that's more getting involved with the people that you did before and getting involved with their streams and stuff like that compared to your own. Right? This is more the reflection of your own streams and your own self, right? Knowing what you know now about how far you've come and the streams that you do and sometimes the amount of support you can get or, you know, the people that are consistently there. You know, these are the types of things that we're mainly trying to talk about. Like, knowing
Yeah.
what you know now about how much support and network you've got and everything like that, you know, would you have still streamed or would you have just continued to just being a supporter?
I would have just been a supporter.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, this is the thing. Like, there's not everyone feels the same. You know, some people do feel like streaming is more of a hindrance than it is a positive. And at the end of the day, I mean, as much as they feel like that, they still continue to do it because they've got themselves that deep into the world that they don't want to step out. And it's not that they don't like it or don't love it, it's more of a fact of the toll that it can take. So that I understand. So, I mean, taken away from that, right, even though you would say that you wouldn't have started streaming because of what you've known now, what advice would you have given yourself, right, in the past for doing that first stream that you were gonna do all way back when you done it? And that's mainly talking about the fact of like the way that you prepared yourself and the way you went and done it. Like, you know, obviously a lot of people just hit go live and that was it. You know what I mean? For me, I would have given myself the advice of being interactive, don't worry about numbers, and just enjoy yourself. You know. So, what advice would you have given yourself back then, Kitty?
I probably would give advice: don't trust people that you think are your friends, that would be there, because true friends will stick around.
Very,
And
Yeah.
so
very.
far, that's what the cave has done. That is what Soul has done for me, specifically Soul. I feel bad for her. She went through hell with me.
The thing is, like, everything stands the test of time, right?
Ah,
Because that is the one thing that everybody can't beat, is the test of
Yeah.
time, right? And friendships
Yep.
are the exact same thing, streaming's the exact same thing, and everything else in between. So you're very, very true to say that. Be careful who you trust. But
very much so.
don't be afraid to be trusting sometimes. Don't be afraid to take a leap. Because the minute you completely close yourself off is the minute you start to lose the support network you were trying to build. So
That
you've
is
also got to remember that. That is the other side of the coin. You know? So,
It is.
welcome into the chat. Funny enough that you've mentioned them first time chat. Thank you very much.
Oh,
But
she should be in there. I dragged her in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
time is the greatest teller of truth, said Peeps. Very, very true. Very, very true.
Hold up.
Okay,
There's yellow.
so the last question on the list, for the thing that I really wanted to add into this, is looking back on everything that you've done, right? And every achievement that you might have gotten that you set yourself. Compared to the ones that you might have not. Right? Let's not think about them, right? Let's think happy thoughts, okay? Right, think the achievements that you have achieved already. Going forward, where do you want to see yourself in 2 years from now? In either the streaming world or even just being part of it. Where do you want to see yourself in 2 years? Scarlet.
I want to see that check mark next to my name. I want to be further with the cave. I want to be further with a few of the other discords that I'm part of and some of the other teams that I'm part of. I want to see my kitty kingdom bigger, but healthy bigger, because I've seen a couple discords where like they're huge but they don't do anything, you know what I mean? And maybe helping some of these discords like get better interweaving with like what I'm doing with one of my stream teams is I'm helping get people to network with each other and connect more, and I'm like, can I keep doing that?
Yeah,
I want to be able to do what I'm already doing but on a bigger scale.
100%.
I'm not expecting to quit my job or anything, but maybe get a new job where I can make more but still be home in a decent hour.
Yeah,
But
that
I'm hoping to.
I feel exactly where you're coming from there. I feel exactly where you're coming from. Like you're trying to be somewhat realistic, as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
right, this isn't necessarily about realism. This is about what you want and where you want to be. For me, I would love to be sitting at 10k fucking followers. It ain't gonna happen within 2 years, but who fucking knows, right? But for me, within 2 years, I've set myself a goal of 10k followers on Twitch. I have a new platform set up where I stream to it and regularly able to make a living off that as well as being able to provide a bigger platform for others. I feel that that is hugely important for me, that the people around me deserve the chance to succeed as well. They've helped me and watched me grow and helped me get to where I am. So everyone around me deserves it that's got me there. And I will do it one by one and raise you all up if I have to. 100%. 100%. I will do
Kitty,
it
you're a dick.
all the time. But that is me, But Kitty, what about you? What about you? Where do you want to
She's
see
too busy
your?
being a dick to voice right now.
I can tell. So, what about What about you, Kitty? Where do you want to see yourself in 2 years from now?
Just
An asshole.
hey now. It was funny. But anyway, where I see myself in 2 years, probably still where I'm at. Because I would hope I can grow more, but then again, I really don't stream much. So,
But your plans could change. You know what I mean?
it could.
Your things could change. Everything could flip itself on its head, and it could happen quickly. You never know when it's going to happen. You could have just a switch in mentality, and that's enough. So you never know. So,
I might. Sorry,
but
we need a nickname for him.
But I will say this, right, very quickly, so we can kind of wrap shit up here. So I appreciate you guys being open and honest. I know that isn't always easy. I know it isn't everything that we always want people to hear, but this is what it's all about. It's about kind of showing the other side of the coin and making people aware of what these struggles can be. And this is what this podcast series is all about.
Right.
And this is why we're doing this. So this is essentially raising awareness as well. But it's more for us to kind of release that part a little bit. You know what I mean? Because never once do we get a chance to kind of open up to people. So it's really, really important to do that. But very quickly, comment here. Peeps said, I think you've got to prioritise a lot more than just Twitch, in my opinion. Focus on health, relationships, and loving yourself. The Twitch will come, and you can't get people to watch you, but you can live long, happy lives. Now that is spot on.
Well,
That is the parrot.
Dave says it right.
Right, but
Yeah.
anyway, case in point is Peeps is spot on, alright? Peeps is very, very much spot on. You can focus on living a happy life before you need to focus on anything else. And that is the biggest focus of it. So, anyway, without any further ado, I want to thank everyone for being here and watching the podcast and sticking around for it. This has been a clear insight as to how things are and how things can be.
Oh, man.
We will be touching more on this topic on Friday, or hopefully Friday, should I say, when we can get Hawk and Pennywise together and get more of an outlook
How
from.
can you expect to love what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. So
Sorry.
true. So true. No, so true. That's very right. That is very right. But as I say, on Friday, hopefully we'll be able to get the next episode out and do this with Pennywise and Hawk. That would be fantastic. But anyway, until then, we are going to raid out. We are going to raid out to someone who needs a little bit of support. But thank you very much for everyone that's been here. Thank you to Scarlet, thank you to Kitty for taking the time to do this. And as I say, it's always a pleasure being online with you guys, of course. However, we're better taking a break in between, even if we are going to do another stream tonight, which I'm not sure on yet. But for now, we are going to make that raid out. So thank you very much for being here, people. Please follow the raid through and say hi to the next person. They've been in the chat already, so let's make sure we show them some love, especially the love that they deserve.
Oh, a dub.